Okay, let's see. I'm just gonna add this as like an extra section because why not? Don't mind the fact that it is 4:20 in the morning. Um, yeah, let's go. Anyway, I'm gonna talk about my opinion. Yes, an opinion. I'm gonna talk about my opinions on each of the survivors and killers and my favorite skins. Um, so we have Noob. First killer who you or first survivor, first survivor you get in the game. Now, when it was original, like back at the very start of Forsaken, he was really only good for a last man. Like really, really only good for a last man. Um, he had limited uses on Bloxy Collins and Slate Skin. Everyone knows that. And you could really, he really wasn't the greatest. He got a lot of buffs throughout Forsaken's history, and and nerfs as well. He's a lot better now. Now that he has infinite usage, I'd say he became a lot more viable in a sense of being a starter kill or starter survivor. Because the thing about Noob that was always annoying is the fact that you could never really use your Slate Skin and Blasticola unless the situation was incredibly dire. So it was like there was no way to use 2 out of 3 abilities, and that isn't really the most fun playstyle. We'll get to you, but other than that, skins I like are as follows. VIP's just kind of here. Um, I personally just like using Party Noob or Scene in this case the most. It's just the one that's more like I like the colors, like the design. Just feels nice. This is a close second, and I still like Combat Dummy because I'm a Night in Asylum fan. We got Shedletsky. Hit your sword swings, please. I don't think it's that hard to ask for, but like, can you hit them? Like I know I struggle too. I'm bad at it, but I hit them every once in a while. If not, like a good majority. Now you can get hit there now because Shaletsky and someone else are now free. There's a lot more dumb Letskis. Where's the smart Letskis? Come on, bruh. Like, other than that, Shaletsky's cool. I'd say he's definitely the best starter. The unfortunate part is that no one knows what they're doing to the point where he's kind of just useless. Other than that, skins. I got the obvious 3. I'm almost to level 100, so I'll have 4 soon. Started with Crafter. That was the only one I really had an opinion on. I originally had Harry Twinkle, but we know what happened there. So I have Lewis. I did a little bit of Guardian Angel. I like the new render. And then we got Grandma the Goat. Grandma the Goat. Yeah, Grandma the Goat. Um, Other than that, I'd say Shedletsky's pretty good. I wouldn't say he's like great all the time, but he's definitely the best. These are just my opinions. You, Elliot, the other free guy. Um, I don't know what people were talking about saying he got nerfed to the ground. I saw not a lot of change. In fact, it was kind of needed in some cases. Sure, it's annoying that you don't instantly heal people. And yes, the original healing factor before they doubled the speed was atrocious. They didn't nerf him to the ground. They just made it possible to where certain new killers can actually get some form of benefit. And hey, if you're these four, well, not you, but these guys, you can just kind of make them get hit a lot of the time because you're trying to go for the pizza. It's an idea that I don't think a lot of people do when trying to grab pizza. like specifically Guest. Guest could do a lot by just blocking. Now, I will say, Rush Hour's little stamina, little slowness loss. I mean, in a way, it made sense. Like you just mad dashed across across an area for 3 whole seconds. You should be tired at least a little, but I'm fine with Rush Hour. Rush Hour had a good way of earning it. You had to have specifically survivors and not other Elliots, and it's just Rush Hour works. It's that little boost that you need. You can't really give any survivability to yourself otherwise, and I think that's fine. That's fine. Guest. Wait, hold on. Shoot. Guest. I love Guest. Guest was probably my favorite out of the 4 to 5 people I have at Milestone 4. You will be the 5th soon. Now, my opinions on you, Mr. Guest. You're either the greatest person to save everyone in the lobby with your life, or I should throw you out because you're worthless. There is no in-between. There is no mediocre Guest. There is shit Guest, and there is God Guest. There is no in-between. Well, everyone has a... I mean, I feel like I'm an in-between, but I lean towards God Guest only because I actually defend people. Even if it's just body blocks, I still do my best to defend. Now, for any Sentinel main that just sits there and watches people die, if you aren't at the very least doing generators or, like, helping other people out, please at least try. Especially Guest. Like, you are the most important person when it comes to defense. Like, you are the defense character other than one other character. Please do your job. Please. Other than that, skins. Oh, shoot, I forgot Elliot skins. Yeah, Elliot skins. I mainly just have Friend because I am a 5-year Just Shapes and Beats fan. Like, 5 years old. It was a hyperfixation that quite never ended, and them being added to Forsaken only fueled the fire because I have added even more hours onto it. Anyway, this and Parlor Gubby. These two are the best. There's no contest here. Guest Milestone 4, Guest Milestone 3. Those two good. I love Juggernaut, but this guy, I've played this guy way too much. He's an April Fool's skin with a stupid face. Like, you've seen his stupid face. But I love it. I love it so much. Alright. First row down. You. Now, I remember playing 2-Time during pre-rework, where he was useless as shit. Yep, my name is 2-Time, and he was worthless to the team. Unless you knew how to dodge, please, go away. Go swap off. But now, instead of being the most useless character, he is the most annoying. He's like a mosquito. Now, him at the start of his rework was the most pain-in-the-ass thing I've ever seen. Now, I don't know if they haven't added, if they, like, forgot to add it or they're not adding it, but they really need to add a thing to where if you get someone to their second life before Last Man, you get, like, 15 seconds. And then you get the other 15 after you kill them for good. So, like, you at least get some time. Like, stab, I like the idea of a front and back stab. That is a smart idea, and I like the fact that the crouch stab is something you need to do, like, just an integral form of its gameplay if you want to hit a lot of backstabs. I personally, if you because I'm putting this at like the end of the video. Uh, you can see me perform something I like to call a trick stab, where basically killer's right over here, right? And then you flick around and turn. It actually works a lot easier than you think sometimes. But other than that, I think that he is kind of balanced. He's skill dependent now, and I like that because skilled players are the bane of my existence, and I hate them. Dumbass players die in milliseconds, and I love it because I have to hit 2 moves and they go kablooey and they're gone, just like the good old days. Well, kind of. My very first main, 007N7. I really wish people didn't think you were as bad as you were. Because honestly, in my personal opinion, I know, bias, he's kind of peak. And before I talk about why he's peak and why he's so good, I love Teto. Long live Teto fans. I am a pal. Anyway, that, Anubis, and Nightshade. Yeah. 007. Thing about them that I think is the most slept on is just cursor mode. I see no one ever use cursor mode. There are multiple ways. There is my gambling method, which is what I like to call pre-setting up cursor and making them stand still, like around you. Not in the sense of, oh, to block the shot, but no, to completely make them try and figure out who's who, because we're both standing still. It is a risky strategy, but it has saved my ass a couple of times. As well as its utility with clone in the sense of, if you're smart, and especially with the Cool Kids Nerf, you can block walk speed, you can block Void Rush, at least prolong it, if not completely block it, because I don't remember if they made it to where Void Rush can bounce off of clones properly. I haven't checked that. It can get into Jason's gashing wound, so if you're smart about it, you can get that stuck. It's difficult, but it is helpful. And the fact that you can use clone to get them stuck in kill animations as well. I haven't seen a good 007 do that in forever, because I haven't seen a good 007. Yeah. Other uses. Now, this is something I'd rather people use during Last Man, but if you're against John Doe, please. The speed isn't terrible if you know how to dodge. Just get rid of digital footprint, because they still get speed, and now you have slowness. Now, it would be better during Last Man for you to just not get the slowness while they still get the speed, because in the end, you're still getting the speed. As well as the fact that, please, use Undetectable properly. I missed the good 007s because I felt like I was actually getting duped. Now I just feel like I have to blame my poor eyesight because I genuinely can't see the invisibility. Other than that, peak character, I think he is slept on compared to most people, because when I see people talk about 007, I don't. He's really only talked about in the lore sense anymore, and it honestly makes me kind of sad. Milestone 4, love it. I'm going to be honest, I don't care if people hate the milestones. These are dope. I've said this to multiple people throughout when it first came out. But I will wear that jacket any day of the week. I want that jacket. If I swear, Forsaken devs, if any of you see this video, which I doubt, please, I will beg for merch of 007's jacket and his glasses. I will wear that fit. Please make something like that for merch. I will wear that shit down. Other than that, I wear Raincoat, Cecil, and obviously I know, terrible science impression. Moving on. Builderman. Um, you see, I have to say he's the worst. Now, listen to me here. Listen to my voice. Listen to my personal opinion. You don't have to agree with me, personal opinion. He's really only annoying if there's more than one of him. And if there's not more than one of him, then he's worthless. Unlike Taft, Dusakar, and even Elliot, their escape methods or their personal self-survivability is at least either reliable or somewhat reliable. Once Builderman's turret is gone and their dispenser is gone, what are you going to do when you're targeted? He has no personal way to keep himself afloat if they were to go after him, unless the team actually helps him out. Now, he's good in tandem with Taff or another Builderman. And even Dusakar is really good at helping. Same with Guest. What I fail to realize is that the best way for him to work is if someone else is playing the same character or playing some form of support to help him out. What does he have for himself that he could benefit out of? Other than, I love his buff. Thank you. I can look for dispensers easily and know where things are without being like, where is it? Where is it? Oh no. But you guys still fail to hide it now. Ever since the buff, you still haven't hid it in really inconspicuous places. I know there's not a lot, but you haven't really tried to. You guys still place it in pretty commonly circled spots instead of put it in little areas where not a lot of people would be found to give anyone a break. Now, I'm not saying he's terrible, he's the worst character. There's no way. Shalonna's 2, consistently, if you're in a radius, is a pain in the fucking ass. And having someone who can just casually put that down in hard-to-reach areas is a godsend, along with the dispenser. It's just, if you're not smart, you're worthless. All of them have skills. But the problem is, if there's a skilled killer who can just get rid of all of your, sentries and dispensers, and he's focused on you, and you don't have a team that can help you, and you have to rely on yourself and your skill, your abilities are rendered useless, you're 90 health, which is 10 worse than everyone else, and it's just up to your dodging skills. At least with 007, he's got a teleport, so he can run away very, very far, most of the time to the other side of the map if he's smart about it. And he is a godsend and a last man. I forgot to mention that. But, and even his clone. His clone has utilities that he can throw out a lot. He has a lot of ways to trick or lure away. With Builderman, I have to say, he's kind of worthless sometimes. Unless someone out there is actively protecting him, he isn't as helpful as I want him to be. Now, how can we fix this? Well, my opinion is making the turret have a little bit more health. Now, that would probably make a lot of people angry. Because I think it has 35 health? Because it doesn't... Yeah, it has 35 health. 30, 35. Now, why would I want to change that? I want to give him exactly 45. I think at least making his turrets able to survive 3 hits at most, or 2 attacks and not immediately get one shot by 35 damage attacks, I think it would be just enough to make Builderman a bit more viable when it comes to itself. So, like, sure, it still dies relatively quickly, but by the time it's broken, by the third swing, they have relative distance. Now, this is just my opinion. This is just from me experiencing other Builderman and playing Builderman myself. I'm clearly not a good Builderman, and I will make an apology video for anyone willing to say that he's good. And honestly, he's got a lot of good perks. But considering how easily his toys can be broken, and how reliant he is on the team to actually help him out if he's being chased, I don't know if I can say he's good unless someone else is helping him. And that doesn't make me very happy. Skins. These two. I have these three because they're cool, but I don't really wear them. Well, I've worn you once. But no, I like blue screen. I like its renders. And I love Recall Hollow Heart a lot. So, Dragon Dude 3 got right there. Duskar.
I'm a Milestone 4, and I gotta say, these are more of nerfs than anything. These are more of nerfs than anything. I hate not being long range.
I hear you. I understand you. And yes, it is a nerf and a buff. But I think being mid-range is okay. It is kinda a nerf. Kinda. But I don't think he's nerfed to the ground, guys. Now hear me out. You got your overhealth ability back. So you can save people from M1. Like, say someone gets hit with entanglement, right? You possibly just save that guy's life if you beam at the right time. If you're smart and you hit someone with beam, they just save that entire M1. And most people are fast enough to get out of that M1. So at most, they'll be taking 8 damage because of the beam. That is very helpful. And not only that, they never got rid of his speed. Basically, even though it lost its range, which I get annoyed at a lot, actually. I will admit I hate the change to his range from width, which I kind of like the width, but like the ways that I hit 2 people, I'm never going to hit in any other scenario other than if they're standing still. So I don't really bother with that. But when you actually hit Plasma Beam, it became so much better in that sense. Its utility itself is much better. And the best part is, now Duskar can use it in a chase. Sure, it slows him down a bit, but like, you can actually run and help your team and keep yourself alive. I don't think a lot of Dusakars understood how annoying it was to be protecting someone. Sure, at long range most of the time, but what if you couldn't get that long range and you had to be close by? They would run to you, and now you had to get rid of your ability, you didn't get your XP, and you didn't even really help them that much, because the majority of the time they were running towards you. Now, how did that benefit you? How did it benefit them? It didn't. Instead, it killed your Duskar, and you still died anyway. Now, with this, sure, he's closer range, but he could run away. He can actually still take people away and protect them if they're trying to still go for them. Like, I don't think a lot of people realized how good that was because they were more complaining about the fact that it's 4 seconds of spawn protect. Now this pisses a lot of people off. Counterpoint, that's how long most people got spawn protect. I'm going to say this now. Think of like, I'm sure you got a lot of good 8 seconds, a lot of smart... Like, if you got a lot of smart people on your team, yeah, this 4 seconds is a bit of a nerf. And by a bit, I mean a lot. But consider how many times you probably find dumb players, and how little Dusakar is usually respected when it comes to their abilities. And you start to realize that Dusakar really didn't get more than 4 seconds a lot of the time because people would just run away. If not like 5 or 6. I'd say 4 seconds was a bit hefty of a nerf. 6 to 8 might have been fine, so we still get our 8 seconds of spawn protect. But I can't really complain with Dusakar's changes too much. There's a nerf in a lot of areas that piss me off sometimes, but he's balanced. He's as balanced as I'll probably ever see it. I like what they did to him. Skins, these two, and you, these three, yeah. I don't buy a lot of Dusakar skins. I like Dusakar, but like, none of these skins truly interest me as much as I'd like them to. Never seen anyone wear this one. I know a lot of people playing Duthakar, a lot of people playing Dumthakar, Dumthakar, and no one does I'm dumb. It's me, I'm dumb. You know what? Here's my canon voices, me personally. My voice, this is just what I hear to myself. Like, you know how people's voices sound different on microphones. This is my Dumthakar voice. Everyone loves me. Yeah. We got I'm dumb. It's me, guys. It's me. I'm dumb. I gotta go save that guy. Oh man, it's a 2-time.
And then the Thudakar.
I'm Duthakar.
Duthakar. I will save the day.
And those are my canon voices for Duthakar, Umdum, and Dumsaka. That's really it. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch tiger by its toe. I don't know. I just wanted to rhyme. Taff. Hi, Taff. Hi, Taff. We love Taff. We love Taff. He's pretty cool. Yeah. Taff. Honestly, he's pretty viable now. He pisses me off as every killer. I still see him pretty much survive and still piss off the killer. Sure, they could be broken easily, but I think something people miss is that even though they can just easily break it, Taff players can be pretty smart with where they hide it, and you still got to take time breaking it a lot of the time, or like waste an M1 most of the time, because this suffers the Builderman treatment where it really needs another person, so I can't say he's great, but he's better than Builderman because he can not only place his stuff down much faster, not be like completely still when placing his stuff down, which is something I wish Builderman didn't have to do, but he doesn't have long like projectiles or length type things. That's actually a good idea. Going back to Builderman, I don't know if this would be the smartest idea, but for the duration that he does it, he can actually throw out his turret like a portable thing. Like, it'll bounce on a wall. It won't be a perfect placement anymore, and I understand that would be not awesome. But instead of it, like, bouncing, like Taft's Trip Mine, it would instead just, like, you know, be... think of, like, the Porta-Fort from Fortnite. I don't know. I'm just kind of grasping at straws here for any reference I can do to kind of make sense of this. You place it down, turret spawns. Now that turret has spawned, for the duration that it's being built, it can still be broken, but now Builderman is invulnerable. I say, to stop it now, you have to do 2 strikes instead of 1. But, like, the first strike hinders its, like, progress bar. And then the second one breaks it. So if he wants to, like, hinder it from starting, so he notices that you're, like, running, you can still chase him. Sorry for stuttering. I suck at talking a lot of the time, especially if this is going to be sent on YouTube. Not very good with that. Other than that, I'd say that he could throw it down. His little setup would play, and then it's done. Now, it can stay 2 hits. I think it can stay 2 hits if we did this change. Now, Dispenser... something I forgot to say is that for the duration that turret is placed, Builderman would get weakness 2. Or weakness 1 or weakness 2. Because I want this to be a risk-reward system. You can now throw it down, but you are super duper weak. Now, I don't want there to be any speed losses out of this. I just want him to be able to throw down something as some form of distraction, and if they leave it alone, it's a useful ability. Now, other than that, we got to get back to Taff. I'm sorry, I just want a way for Builderman to, have a bit of survivability towards himself, but he might not need any changes. It's just annoying kind of staying in place all the time, and I think people notice that. Now, one more idea. I'm sorry, I should go to Taff. Taff is who I was on. Why am I going back to Builderman? Because if he does the same for Dispenser, I have an idea that if he places both down or throws both down, there's ways that he could aim it. I'm saying in the sense of you have to hold the button to determine direction, and then letting go would place it down. So a click would just throw it down. Holding it, you gotta hold it, figure out, like, it'll show you trajectory of where it's gonna go, and then you can throw it. I think that would actually be kind of helpful. Now, if you throw a dispenser and a turret at the same time, my idea is that you would get weakness 4, and it would double. So that means, yeah, you got both going and stuff, but this is detrimental, and I don't think it would be good if you threw both down. Makes them, sure, it means not all machines are out, and it's risky to do both at the same time, but I think it would really, really benefit if, just, that kind of worked. Another thing. How would the radius thing work? Now, my opinion on that is that, as long as the machine itself isn't in that general radius, it should be fine. Now, if someone were to throw it onto that radius, I say for Builderman's machine, like, what that specific person's machines are allowed to be close enough if you throw them nearby. Like, you still have to be outside of the barrier, but it can be, like, in the outskirts. I say stuff instantly breaks if you throw it into another person's range if you're a different Builderman, and you still get, like, weakness 2 for, like, 5 seconds, not as long, or, like, 3 seconds. So it's still not good to throw it there, but you at least know. And then, other than that, I really think Builderman would benefit out of not being stuck still a lot of the time and just be able to portably throw it for a sec. Like, give it, like, a weakness so that it's not super broken, but just to give him some survivability. Back to the actual person we're supposed to be on, Taff. Trip Mine is the most annoying piece of shit in my life, and I hope it dies. But it's balanced. You can break it, and Subspace 1 is still annoying as shit, so your bomb isn't worthless. It's just not as annoying. And, other than that, Tripmine's pretty good. Or, not Tripmine, Tripwire. Tripwire's pretty good. I think the thing with Tripwire is that it definitely could benefit. It would benefit a whole lot if it wasn't so flimsy. But considering how annoying a specific killer got with those traps, I think it's fine. I honestly think Taff right now is pretty weak, but he's relatively balanced compared to everyone else. Other than that, I really don't have words for Taff. Taff is cool and all. I'll get your 3 XP. Don't worry. If anyone's annoyed about the fact that I'm 3 XP away, I will do that quick. Yeah, I don't really have words for him. These two. And sometimes this one. It used to be just this one, but it's changed to these two. Yeah, I don't really have words about Taff. Taff's kind of basic, and it's not really much. Chance. Last survivor I have to talk about. Now, what is my opinion of chance? This isn't really a 50-50, is it? I swear. Now, some people are like, oh, no, you, like, it's not a 50-50, but I think the difference is that while a lot of other 50-50s, let's go with Depth Smoking, for example, their poker chip is supposed to be a 50-50, you get a lot more positives than negatives. You never really get the negatives as much as you do a positive in that game. But with chance, this thing banks on negatives. I don't believe it's a 50-50 because you get a lot more negatives than you ever would do a positive, and you know that. Like, raise your hand right now, if you are able to, raise your hand right now if you can name a time where you had weakness 10 and you died immediately. Just name one time, either recently or at the start. Now can you name 2 times? 3 times? Or 4? You notice that a lot of chance moments are just you having a ton of weakness, because that's just what happens. You consistently get fails, and the successes are pretty rare, if not ever. Now, I don't know if you guys do this on purpose, or if there's just like some unlucky circumstance that happens to every chance. Because I don't see a lot of people who get more than 1 charge half the time, with getting around 88 damage done to them. Now, his gun is probably the most annoying stun in the game other than 2 times backstab. And honestly, 2 times backstab is the most difficult one, because he can snipe comfortably away and still get a decent stun out of you. Sure, it's not as strong as everyone else's stuns, but considering how many Sentinels play, it's not that deep. It really isn't. Reroll, I don't like the fact that you can go down, but it makes sense. I just wish he didn't start at like 60, 70 HP half the time. Hold on. I need to actually read into this. 63, 120. Now, I don't believe this, because we can get 130. I don't know if you guys just never change it, or you forget to. Oh, change speed. Yeah, that's a little annoying. Other than that, people need to use Hatfix. Please! I swear, I get it. Oh no, my 3 charge, how am I going to shoot them now? Do you want to die? Or do you want to at least have a shot at living? When you see the killer running towards you and you got your 3 charges and you're a weakness 15, flip your damn hat, dust it off, fix it up, and then boom. You'll actually be able to tank your hits. Like, I get that you used your reroll at 120, and now you're at like 120 now, and oh my gosh, you have a lot of health. But your weakness 15 still made you go to 13, like you were at 50 HP. And that's not that good. Sometimes the biggest gamble in this entire little Survivor is to decide whether or not you want to be a big shot, big shot, and get a reroll in so you can have good HP, which isn't confirmed. It's not. You can still get 60 with weakness 15 and you lost everything, or you can fix your hat. Now, I want to be clear with all 10 of these. They're all viable. They're all good in their own right. They have some weaknesses, they have some strengths, and this is all my own opinion. And heck, if you're good at this game and these are things you do, good on you, man. Good on you. Thank you for figuring out what to do and to play the game at least as responsibly as you can when you play. Sure, goofy stuff is fun, but when you want to lock in, can you please know what you're doing? For all the pros out there, thank you. For the people who are probably above like 10 days, 14 days playtime, thank you. Because you guys know what you're doing, you've learned how to understand. For any of the new guys, though, who have been, told these things by now, and you haven't done anything, here's a tip for each of them. Now, this is just a tip that I use for me. Now, if these aren't good for you, that is fine, man. I'm not the best guy in the world. I have... Let's check my stats. Let's check them. Right there. I got a good amount of survivor wins compared to most people. 15 days, and a decent amount of killer wins. I'd say I'm pretty, skilled at the game. Not the most skilled, but I'm pretty skilled. Now, my tip for noob. I say, now that you can't save anything for Last Man, tips that I have include trying to keep your cooldowns ready for Last Man, because your cooldowns are longer, so you can't pop 2 in the same round because they're, limited. But you gotta actually save your cooldowns for Last Man. Sorry, it's like 5 in the morning. Another thing. Use Slate Skin to get rid of minions. Like, specifically Cool Kid minions. And if you're being bombarded by 1x minions and you got a lot of time left, please use your Slate Skin to, deal with minions. That's just my general tip. These are for, noobs, honestly, for people who don't know what they're doing. Or even the intermediate that kind of need a little reminder. Elliot, don't be in battle all the damn time. Drop your pizza and dip. I love you guys. I love you, Elliot. But you stay with the killer at all times. Sure, it's helping them helping drain their stamina. But if they decide to start coming towards you, you really only got rush hour, and you have to rely on people actually grabbing your pizza. Another thing, practice aiming with your pizza. I want you to start trying your best. Learn where you throw the pizza. Learn which hand you throw the pizza, and try and start aiming that hand towards survivors and predicting their movements as much as you possibly can. Also, for all those Elliots out there who just refuse to heal certain people, stop being a bitch. Just heal them. It's a game, man. You don't need to be that uptight about your pizzas. And try and help out the new players. I know, they're new, they're dumb, they're a waste. But at least showing them some form of compassion or trying to keep them alive is, I think, enough motivation to stop kicking people off the game because it's not beginner friendly. Now, if these people continuously don't learn, or they can't find a way to learn, be a little lenient on the heals. Don't constantly heal that noob. I'm not saying, be a godsend. But just don't be afraid to save the newbie instead of leaving him to die. I don't like when people just, in games say, Dandy's World, or even depth splunking and pressure and stuff, sometimes when there's, multiplayer runs or just publics with random people, they just kind of leave them defend for themselves, and now they're just kind of needing to struggle all by themselves. Not a lot of people have friends a lot of the time. Sometimes people like this game and some people don't, and friends aren't always with each other all the time. So they're kind of on their own. So, to everyone here, try and, be a little nicer. Shedletsky. Don't miss. I don't think I need to stress this enough, but, start learning how to, hide behind corners and hit it. It's, a simple strategy, I know, and it's pretty readable, but, pump fake them. Conqueror's hockey. Use Conqueror's hockey. If you see someone running, it's not going to work all the time, but just kind of, sometimes even that simple turn, or that simple movement towards them can give you just that bit of space that you need. And, honestly, I think other than that, you're fine. Now, yes, I have a couple ideas for you. And actually, I'm gonna... Unfortunately, no more music for a bit. So, I realize I'm Shedletsky. Okay. Now, I'm going to quit Milestone 4 specifically for this, right? So, Milestone 4. You see me, right? Yeah, Kablooey. Now, his block is this. Now, as you can see, I use his block. But now, there's an emote where... Now, if you're walking, it's as slow as a block. Now, it's not perfect, but if you do it at long range, you can make it pretty convincing. At least like that. It's not the most convincing, but it's the slowness, I think, that matters. And I think that's really what really sells me on that. Yeah. Basically, yeah. Another thing. If you know that you're going for a pizza, why don't you block when you grab your pizza? Not a lot of people do that, so they're not expecting it. Like, block when you grab the pizza and you know that a killer's coming for you. That's like a free block at that point. Also, don't rely on parries. Do not. Come on, guys. I see a lot of you guys just throwing out your punches, and I just kind of watch as you fly away and just kind of stop existing. So, sometimes the best course of action is to keep your punch for later. Sure, it's not as strong, and it doesn't stun as long, but I think you can live with the fact that you at least have the chance to hit it instead of having a chance of whiffing a lot more, because, you know, if you get the block, they're gonna run away. 2-time. Learn how to hit the... Aim for the back. Stop aiming for front steps. You're basically doing jack shit. You're basically not able to do a damn thing in actuality. You basically do nothing. Especially because a lot of people play 2-time a lot too, but you know. Yeah, get that point. Actually start crouching in things like bushes, as well as hiding your ritual. I've seen people who have placed down ritual. I try and kind of herd in certain people, and then I just sit there and watch as I wait for them to respawn so I can immediately grab them. Please just put it in some inconspicuous, out of like big areas space. It saves you so much better. Use cursor. I don't have much more to say. Use cursor. Like, you guys can do a lot more if you use cursor. And considering the fact you know where your clone is now, he's become a lot easier to do and use. So please, start working on that. Other than that, start using clones for more utility. If you see a Noli coming towards you with Void Rush, be out in the open and throw your clone out. You know that when they're gonna hit you, throw it out. It'll at least bounce off to the point where now you can either if you get enough time, you can use cursor to block yourself again, or if I am forgetting about how Noli works, you can just cancel out Void Rush. Now another thing you can do is completely get rid of walk speed override's problems. Like, you see that startup? Kablooey. Now you have the option to do this, and it's not like prediction anymore. I know we all love to shed our 007 clone skin to, like, accidentally get them to hit it. But in all honesty, that's giving them XP and giving them an easier way of getting out. Because it's technically a stun every time they miss it. So, please. Use clone to the best of your ability. And use it if you know you're going to get hit. Or you just want to block the hit to be cool. It's much more helpful. Try and use clone as an actual defense tool instead of using it willy-nilly and hoping to God that it works. It only works on me sometimes because I have bad eyesight. Builderman, please put your turret in any other spot other than just basically out in the open. we're always out in the open. I know. But like when we're in tight areas, we kind of need ear turrets to just kind of exist in an area that no one else can get it, and you can still actively benefit from it. It's better if you just try to do that. I already gave my other tip of hiding dispenser now, like actually attempting to hide it. It's better for everyone if you just learn to hide it. Deucicar, Deucicar, Deucicar. What do I have to say about you? Spawn Protect. Spawn Protect. Use it when it's important. When you know someone's about to get hit with something absolutely vicious. Like, say, a second hit of Void Rush. Like, you know they hallucinated and they're coming in. Protect them. If you see someone about to be targeted and they're low HP, protect them. Like, I know it's 4.5 seconds now, but I think you can do it. I think you can. Also, use Plasma Beam as an actual defensive tool sometimes now. Not an evasive, not only an evasive. Use it as a defensive, please. It benefits all. Like, you get 20 over health now. 5 less depending on how many are there. It's over health. Like, slate skin style over health. Please use it. It's better if you use it. I don't want to give any tips for you because you're already annoying. But if I have to give any, start hiding tripwire better. Don't just place it in areas that you know people walk around. Sure, it's annoying to break it, but like try and hide it a bit. Look for areas that you know are one way. You can't go through a different way and figure it out. Like something you have to have them like really pay attention to. And trip mine, guys, they can hit behind walls, you know. Put them in areas that you know will piss people off because they're in a close spot to where they won't notice it, but you'll get hit through the wall because of it. Sure, you'll probably also get hit with the bomb unless another survivor does it, but like, it's worth it. Chance, don't gamble mid-chase, please. Please don't gamble mid-chase. Also, when you reroll, try and get at least above 100. I say keep using reroll until you're at 100, and if you're really, really needing to help someone else, use gun, but focus on your reroll. And my obvious other info about hat fixing on top of all of, you know. After all of this talking, I begin to realize, and I'm sorry for all of this, I didn't talk about the chance skins I use. And I use Chance 10, Cool Bones, and Ultra Kill. Sorry for not saying that earlier, I just forgot. Whew. That's it. Oh, the survivors. If I were to rate them on a scale of 1 through 10, 8, 8, 6, 9, nice. I'd say an 8. I'd say a 6. 4. I'm sorry. 7. 8. Or not 8. 5. 5 or 6. 7. Now you're gonna be saying, "Oh come on, there's not a single low in here other than you. Why are you just like so about this, or why are they all so high?" Because they're all good. They're all good in their own ways. It just really depends on the user. Like even Builderman, who I rated I think a 4, he's still pretty good. Like I'm not saying he's, oh my gosh, unusable, unplayable. But when it's two skilled people against each other of exact same skill, exact same knowledge, yeah, you're not gonna be doing much. That's the end all be all. Killers. We got to the killers. Good job, everyone. if you sat this long in, which I have no clue how long this is, thank you. Thank you for listening. If you left a while ago, you're probably not even listening to this right now. This is probably going to be unedited. I don't really care. It is 5:15. I want to go to bed, but I really wanted to make this section because I think it's time for me to just talk about these things. I'm going to be talking about a lot of things because this is like my third video. This is a trilogy. I think it's worth talking about this type of thing. I think it's worth it. Jason. Fuck you. If you think anything about, like, let's get the end-all be-all, the most important thing everyone criticizes about Jason. Oh my god, the hitboxes! I have tested these hitboxes. I have gotten someone to go into Studio and check the exact amount. Yeah, his hitboxes are the same. Now, why is it worse than everyone else's? A, it's the starter killer. And a lot of new guys don't have good Wi-Fis. Just dumb rhyme. But simply, the thing about Jason is that he has a 0.2 swing. Basically the fastest one in the game. I think Jason and Cool Kid have the fastest M1 swing in the game. The difference being these guys all have slow wind-up. So not only are they not as noticeable, but they're registered a little slower. They're slower. That means you can notice them. If they grab you from like a really stupid range, yeah, they grabbed you there, but you'll live. Also, if you notice, these two have the shortest hitbox, or not the shortest hitbox, but the shortest hitbox cooldown, or M1 cooldown in the game. These guys are all expensive. Pretty expensive for new players. So, you're really only going to get new players with that. But Jason here, the thing about it that I think everyone gets annoyed with when it comes to hitboxes is that, yes, you can't always say ping issues all the time, because sometimes it really is just bullshit hitboxing and a lack of optimization on all fronts. But I can't complain about Jason's hitboxes unless they've wronged me consistently, and I can't say they've wronged me consistently. They've wronged me a lot. Can't say they haven't. But all of them have. So I think that's fine. Jason is fine. Behead's a motherfucker, though. Behead is a motherfucker. I don't care if it got nerfed from 10 to 8 seconds. It is annoying when you get helpless. Because it is an easy, fast move that catches up, and now you can't do anything to defend yourself. That, I liked its nerf. Now what they could do is either A, nerf the damage, make it not a strong attack move unless using Raging Pace, and then still keep the helpless, or nerf the damn helpless to like 5 seconds. It's annoying, and it's a really, really easy move to hit a lot of the time, because you get a lot of control and leeway with Behead. Gashing Wound, it's just a punish tool. Only really a punish tool. I think we can all agree that Gashing Wound is probably probably the worst move on his kit. Not because it's bad, but because it's got a big hitbox, but like, shoot. Yeah, that wasn't supposed to happen. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to probably cut that specific part out. Shoot. Dang. Cool Kid. Hold on. I know the better way of dealing with this. Yeah, hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna have to, like, go through the editing, and I'm gonna have to cut that specific part out. I don't want names revealed. I'm sorry. Um... Alright, other than that, Raging Pace. Raging Pace is good. Raging Pace is good. I like it. It's not too broken. It's not too crazy. And the damage buff is nice. I don't have much words on it. Skins. You, 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 and you. I love all of them. Equally. Equally love all of them. They're all good. Yeah, that's what I have to say. Cool Kid. Hi, Cool Kid. Corrupt Nature, I'd say, is probably the most balanced thing in this entire killer list, in my opinion. It's a simple projectile that follows your mouse. Or your finger. Or however you shoot on mobile and console. Corrupt Nature, I'd say, is most balanced. It does a solid 15 damage. Slowness is a bit annoying, but I understand it. And you have to really predict someone with it. It's not like a whoosh and oh my god, the hitbox has kicked my ass. Like, you don't really kill with Corrupt Nature a lot. It's just that extra bonus move that kind of helps continue your damage flow. Walk Speed Override. Turn. Motherfucker. You can turn now with the amount of startup you get. Juke them out. God, no one plays Cool Kid right, man. I love Cool Kid. He was my first level 100. You gotta figure out how to turn. Please. Like, it's no Noli turn, but I'd say it's pretty damn good. John. Oh, sorry. Forgot. Cool Kid's pizza delivery. Oopsies. Pizza delivery is very, very interesting. Add footsteps to minions, please. Cool Kid and 1X. They both need footsteps. Give them some, like, loud footsteps so we know know if someone's coming up. And don't make them the same footsteps as every other survivor. Give them unique footsteps so we know who the hell is going to be behind us. And give some, like, more audio visuals or audio cues on if they're around. Because it's honestly really annoying getting hit with minions and you don't notice them because they're just kind of hidden. Or they just kind of sneak up on you and you didn't get to have any chance. Other than that, he's fine. Skins, I use Color Electricity most, and Pretty Princess. Blue Dude's an sometimes. Sometimes I use Milestone 4, and sometimes I use Mafioso. Ooh, John. Beautiful John. Opinion on you. M1, not bad. Same with Cool Kids M1. Cool Kids M1 is not bad. John's M1 is, I'd say, pretty okay. Does the most base damage out of everyone else. And the thing about it is it pairs well with his passive. Like, that trail, I don't think people realize how good his trail is. People are like, this is the only thing that's good about him. And, well, kind of, yeah, but I think people just don't know how to use him. Corrupt Energy. Now, I'm going to say this now, and this is my own bias, but I don't think Corrupt Energy is that good of an ability. I think a lot of people would benefit more out of not using it more than using it. Because it honestly has, I've seen people get more trapped with it, and unless they're smart John Does, or they are absolute god tier, I don't think most noobs should attempt to use Corrupt Energy in the sense of just using it as a ranged move. Use it as a trapping tool, like it was intended. Digital Footprint. Use it. Put it in good areas. Don't just throw it out. That is your most essential tool at this point. Now, 404 Air. I like that move. Because now, it became a fucking counter. Like a literal, like, block-type counter. And as well as the fact that you know where they're going, too. So if they're, like, trying to run off after hitting you, you know where the fuck they're going, and you can catch up. It became busted. And I think that's awesome. Oh, other than that, he's pretty cool. I don't really have anything else to say. I used to be able to do a lot of M1 only games with John, but I've lost the skill. I'm saving you for last. Oh wait, you and you and you. These three. These three right here are my skins. 1X. Hello, 1X. M1. I'd say same as Jason's. Just with a little less cool, like a little less, sorry, a little more frames on it. It's slower, which is fine by me, but it still does 28, just like Jason. But there's a thing that people forget, the glitch status, which is actually in further increasing things. So you do more damage if you're continuously hit. You can die with an M1 that does 40 because of how much damage glitched can do. And I don't think people really notice the fact that that is the status effect that usually kills them. Because you can go from 20 to 22 to 20 to like 26, and you just stack up damage every hit. And I don't think people notice that that is probably the main reason why they die so much. Entanglement. I don't like it. I say shrink its hitbox a little bit. Like, I don't even care if it's just a teensy tiny millimeter change. It should not be hitting me the way it does. And I hate it. Oh yeah, also Mass Effect. I'd say I wish it had some form of unstoppable type move. Where if it was if you stun 1X, he's still stunned, but his projectile can still hit other people. The person who actually stunned it, they deserve complete immunity. But I still want that move to do something. I don't care if you, like, cut its damage by, like, whole 20 damage and it only does 15 now. That's fine. Just allow him to use the move, because it is easy to just knock someone out of. Unstable Eye. I'd say it's balanced. I don't have words for it. Rejuvenate the Rotten is a piece of shit sometimes. Because either A, you wasted it because there's only like 2 people, or B, now you have 8 whole fucking, like, whole traps, basically, waiting to hit. And unlike Cool Kids, they don't disappear. That is full stage map control with someone who already has projectiles. That is nuts, man. I don't have anything to say otherwise. Everything else is fine. I use all of his skins, actually. I use Hacklord, I use Jack Frost, Infernum, Voidbound, Eggs, Timeless Diva, and even yourself. I use them all. My main. This is someone who I said I'd main for a while now. My opinions on him? Don't nerf him. And if anything, the only thing I think you should nerf is Nova. His M1 is slow, pretty easy to block, and pretty easy to predict as well. Void Rush, very, very good, and people need to remember that holding shift after a rebound actually increases speed, which increases distance. So please try and remember that, all you little soft brains. And just, know when you should use Void Rush. Don't use it in, like, little thin areas, because they can just turn. Try and catch people off guard. Do it in people who aren't going to notice. Nova. Grabs bullshittily, pulls you in, and is basically a free M1 if they know what they're doing. That is a confirmed 40 damage if they hit one move. Please, either nerf the pull strength or nerf its big-ass hitbox. You put a blender cube into the game, for God's sake. Like a big-ass blender cube, and we're just like, yeah, it works. Like, geez, man. That shit hits things that really shouldn't be. Like, I can throw it through the window in Pirate Cove, flies up, boosh! All done. Hallucination. Or observant, sorry. I'm still used to old Noli. Observant. My opinion on observant is it's good. People would say it's broken, but you realize that you're pretty slow in getting off. You still get ample time to run. Sure, it's a stamina increase for most people, but a majority of the time, you can just get out of there. The hallucination is a beautiful thing they added with that little, like, map control. And it's the best thing to do with Void Rush is to run away or get farther from someone and then Void Rush them. You're back to where you were because you're pretty fast and you get your extra 40 damage. I say that's pretty good if you think about it. I got no words about anything else. I really only use yourself, Noli. Like, I want to show this one to you, actually. Do you guys think this looks good? Do you guys think this looks good? Like, come on, take a good look at this. The arm isn't crazy. I like the black that's, like, actually here. You get the monocle's actually with the skull. You get double, like, 3 different particle effects that don't look bad, or 4. The mask actually fits, and the crown actually fits with the top hat. Like, what more could you ask for in your self skin? It is stellar. Other than that, what are my opinions? Or my tips for each of them? Jason, punish. Use behead on generators, and use gashing wound when people miss their swing. Like, I don't know why people don't do that anymore. Like, sure. Oh no, but they can run pretty easily. That's 50 damage, dude. 70 if it's a raging pace. Like, don't screw it up like that. Cool Kid. Turn. Turn with walk speed override. Turn. John. 404 error is a great counter tool. Use it when you know you're about to get hit with a stun. Like, you hear it, pop it. 1X. You get speed 2 with entanglement. Try and actually start killing people with entanglement if you want to get to a different survivor. It's a crazy idea, but killing people with entanglement, sure, you don't get that stun, but you get speed 2. That is speed 2, guys. It may not be long, but it is a big boost of speed, and it'll catch up quick for a lot of less stamina. Noli. Use hallucination away from people. Don't use it as a come towards unless it's like Last Man or something, and even then I don't recommend that. You have very long, like long-ranged moves, both in Void Rush and in Nova. You can utilize that. It's okay to run. But getting them up hallucination means that if they even make a single mistake, you get 40 damage. 10, I'm sorry, he's just... It's just because of his hitboxes, or just not really even his hitboxes, just because of his speed in general. Cool Kid's a 9. John is a 7. 1X is an 8. And Noli's an 8. And what I'd say is this is the good tier in the sense of like how naturally strong they are in the sense of their move pools. Did I do it? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I'm done. Also, for any of you imbeciles who haven't gotten this badge yet, which I'm not going to say imbeciles, I didn't get it until, like, the second day. Here's the fish for the captain's tail, if you want to hear it. It's got some good lore. I think people need to start reading up on this, because this is a very, very interesting tale. Like, it is very important that you read that tale. I think it's really important to the central lore of the game. And I think we all need to start reading that more and looking into it. Same with this letter. Oops. Hold on. Ooh. Give me a minute. Oh wait, no, this is this letter. There's a letter up here. I think you should also go read this letter. It's pretty important. Other than that, I think we're done here. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk, kids. I don't really have anything more to say. Goodbye. I'm gonna go to bed. It's 5:30.